So I guess I'll go ahead and show you how the missiles work in this game if I go into game mode C. So what you need to get started is you're going to need power, of course. You always need power. We have power set up over here. What I can do is I can get a wrench, which can be crafted like so. You also start out with a wrench when you log into the game. And I could go and wrench up this controller, and it'll keep the energy in it, as it says. If you hold shift over the item, it says energy 2500 at 25,000 or 25,000. And I could shift up this hyper network controller, put it back in here, and now it'll start filling up this controller. So I have a full basic controller, which now stores energy in it. I'm going to need to make a missile launcher, which is there are two ways to launch missiles. There's the basic way, which is launching one at a time via a missile launcher, and you can actually build a missile silo, which is a multi-block structure. So this is how you make the missile launcher. It just takes an advanced chip, infused steel. Go ahead and spawn this in. And we need to hook it up to some power, and it needs a lever. So if Noah could get that, great. Put a basic controller down with some energy in it, and then put the missile launcher down. It says you are not on a team, no security will be added. Like I said, we have the team system, which it's still not fully complete, but it works pretty well, which we'll probably get into that in a minute. Most blocks that have security, such as the missile launcher, the missile silo core, they will all have a team system implemented in them, and that's why it tells me you are not on a team. If I was on a team, it would say that. So for example, I'll go ahead and show off that right now, I guess. If I go to teams by hitting G, which is the team key, this can be changed in your controls. I'll create a team called Chorus, and add it, and then I'll add myself to it by hitting add a player. And there we go, added one new player successfully, and then I'll add Kalemi to it. Only ops can do this on the server, I believe. So now if I get rid of this network controller and place it back again, it has the team name underneath it, which is Boris. This may change the whole system, but for now we're going to use that. I'll go ahead and put some overclockers into this so it fills up faster. And now we're ready to launch a missile. So if I get a missile from here, there's many different types. There's velocity, which will basically explode stuff. It's your basic missile. It blows things up. There's breaching, which is used to breach through concrete. It's mainly used to kind of like, you want to send a breaching first to get rid of the concrete, and then a velocity to blow everything up. There's EMP, which drains all the power from the machines and even missile launchers nearby. So if you launch an EMP, they will have no power if it successfully gets through. We have Pyroblast, which is something pretty cool. I'll probably show you in a minute. And then we have Dudley, which basically Dudley is a Dudley. He's a dud. You use him to get past the many ways that we have to destroy missiles. Basically, people can shoot down or destroy your missiles in midair, and you don't want them destroying your tier 3 breaching. You want them destroying your Dudley. So sending a lot of Dudleys in is kind of like a bluff is a good idea. So we'll go ahead and take this velocity tier 3, and we're going to shoot it probably just by all those seeds. We're not going to shoot it at this bunker yet, because this bunker is very weak. That concrete bunker, it would die to this velocity missile right now. So I'm going to put it in here. I'm going to get something called a location linker, which I'm not using any eye for. It's very easy to make. What you want to do is you want to shift right click on the missile launcher. If you hold shift on this location linker, it'll actually tell you exactly what it does. So it binds a location to a missile launcher / missile silo and energy transmitters. There are a way to wirelessly transmit energy in this mod too. So we're going to sneak right click there, then we're going to go over, probably going to blow up.
Yeah, you right click to link, and then you link it up to the...
Okay, so you link then shift link. Okay.
There we go.
I see. So it's linked up now, and you see it has a target X and a target Z. And then if we go ahead and fire this lever, it'll start to take off. This is the animation right now. We may change the animation and the sound in the future, but that's it right now. So it'll start to speed off, takes off slow, then fast. And if we go over here, we'll actually be able to see it coming down in a minute. It's probably pretty high up in the atmosphere right now. There it is. And there it goes. Oh my gosh, that's bigger than I thought. So as you can see, it basically dissolves and takes all the blocks up in the air, and they just dissolve into the universe. So that is the biggest tier velocity missile. It's pretty cool. I like the animation a lot. So that's the velocity missile. Now, let's say you wanted to protect your base against that. You didn't want your base being blown up by that thing, because it's pretty devastating. You'd want to make a concrete base. So to make concrete, I'll go ahead and head over to the infusion table. I don't need to. I could have just hit the infusion key on concrete show the recipe, but it takes sand and gravel to make concrete, and then to make reinforced glass, which is basically reinforced glass is the highest tier glass in the game. It's the most durable against explosions, but reinforced glass is not as durable as concrete. So you really want to avoid using the glass as long as it's, not near an important area of your base. I would not make your roof out of reinforced glass. Let's just say that. But windows are usually fine. So you need to make some concrete, and once you make concrete, think about it is it's very basic tier. For example, we just place some down, and then I were to get that rocket launcher back again. If I shot this, it would just blow up, and that's it. But there's a way to reinforce it. So, and this is, I think, one of Noah's favorite features of the mod, and it's one of my favorite features too. We need to get an, let's see, let's go, I'm going to go ahead, I think I already have, yeah, I have a wrenched up basic controller, so I'll put that down. And we need to get something called, if you're ready for this, a fusion matter reinforcer. Right here. It's pretty difficult to make. Takes a hyper chip and an anvil. We're going to put it down right here. Here we go. It has this little model. If we look into it, it's starting to transfer energy. If we put overclocking chips in the basic controller, it'll transfer faster. And if we put them in the reinforcer itself, it'll work faster. So I'll go ahead and do that. Reinforcer can store, most machines can store 10 overclocking chips. The controllers scale via 5, 10, 15. That's how they work. And now, most things in this mod have to be activated by a redstone signal. So if we put a lever down and then go ahead and right click it, it'll start to make this pretty cool noise, which means it is reinforcing the concrete. So I'm going to go outside to see this. Alright. So as you can see, the concrete is getting darker. It may be hard to notice, but it is happening. It is basically going up a tier. So Noah, why don't you explain how all this works?
So like the concrete, like these, how concrete works is, it has 5 tiers of how much it can repair to, and the glass has 3. So whenever you fire a missile at one of these things, a tier will go down with the velocity, but a breaching will take multiple tiers down.
Oh, okay.
Same with the rocket. Rocket will take 2 tiers closer in.
Yeah. So you can use the rocket to bring down tiers. You can use velocity missiles, breaching. But the most effective way is probably a tier 3 breaching missile.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you gotta keep in mind, if someone has this reinforcer in their base running, it's gonna repair as the blocks get destroyed. So if I, destroy that block, it'll find that it's damaged and repair it. So it's a pretty cool system. I believe, what is this? Is it working on the 4th tier?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so it'll get much, much darker. Now this also works if I were to show you, if I were to put this brick down right here, it'll also start to reinforce the brick, which it may be hard to tell, but if I were to do like this, which is just a pretty bright brick, as you can see, it'll start to get darker because it's reinforcing that brick. These bricks are also a work in progress. They're pretty bright right now. They get darker as you reinforce, but we may edit with them a little bit, but right now it's just, if you're bored of the way the concrete looks, you can use these bricks instead. Alright, so it takes a little bit to reinforce them. That's why you can make 2 matter reinforcers to make it go even faster. So I'm going to go ahead and as it starts getting near its final tier, show you how resistant this thing is to explosions. So if I put a velocity tier 1 in here, oh, well, I don't want to launch it yet because the lever's on. I put a velocity tier 1 in here. You can go over and see that it is still reinforcing, but it's close to being done. I think most of it's on near its max tier. Yeah, it's working on the last tier of reinforcement. So, for example, if I were to go over here, and I believe velocity, will velocity take down any layers of concrete?
But
Like a velocity missile.
It'll take down 1 tier off of it.
It'll take down 1 tier off of it.
Yeah, so it'll go down to like the 4th and then 3rd.
Okay, so if I want to link this up,
all velocities do 1.
All velocities do 1. Okay, so let's I probably need to put that right there. Link that up. Okay, so I gotta right click and then go over here and shift right click. Now it is linked up, and we can go ahead and probably launch it. So there you go. We'll see how much this does against a reinforced base. You always want to make your bases like this with concrete and reinforce them. Alright, so let's see what happens. Okay, as you can see, it took up that block of stone. I don't know where that came from, but it took a block of stone out. But it it only brought the concrete down a little bit. Now that the concrete is down a layer, oh, okay. Yeah, here's something that happens, and it's something that we may have to fix. It's something that may just have to be in the game. The missiles will destroy it'll destroy levers basically, which are needed to power your matter reinforcers. So the problem is you have to always kind of be near your base to replace a lever. So if I go ahead and do that, there we go. It'll start working again, but without a lever it won't work. So missiles do take out levers, which is kind of an issue. So you gotta make sure to always be there to replace it. Now that it's down a tier, if I shoot a rocket launcher at it, alright, it'll blow up the glass and bring down the concrete to the lowest tier. Now Noah, why don't you tell everyone why it blew up the glass and not the concrete?
Glass is it has 3 max tier. It has a max tier of 3, so it can only get repaired up to 3.
And
So like glass, of course, you don't want to make it your whole base. It's weak.
and concrete is 4?
Concrete is 5.
Concrete is
Like
5.
counting the first stage.
Okay, so counting the first
glass.
stage, this is 1. Alright.
Yeah.
I see.
So,
and now,
yeah. The
I was-
rocket, like, it does like a sphere and then another sphere, a little smaller one, in the middle of damage. So
yeah.
like it'll take down closer ones
So like
to hit lower.
the middle, like the center of where the rocket hits, that's where the base will be damaged the most.
Yeah.
Now, if we were gonna go ahead and shoot it again, it'll bring it down again. Now we're gonna see if we can actually destroy this thing. Well, I probably will because I'm in creative mode. But if you're in survival, which I actually want to try this, there's obviously a massive reload time on the rocket. We'll probably be able to do it because this base is pretty small. But if I shoot it, it'll bring it down to the first tier. And if I hit it on its first tier, we know it's going to explode. I think I may have taken the lever away. I'm not sure. So if I hit it again... Alright, there we go. Now I got to blow it up. So as you can see, you can't just blow it up with one rocket. If it's at its max tier, you can't blow it up that easily. So there we go. Those are the missiles pretty much showed up. Alright, so we got the missiles, we went over the guns. There are many other things in this mod, which I think we'll slightly go over. There's so much in this mod, I don't want to cover all of it. Well, I do want to cover all of it, but we just don't have the time to cover all of it. So, alright, if I go into the creative tab here, there's a lot of other things we have. We have turrets, we have EMP towers, we have XP Fabricators, we have the missile silo, we have wireless ways to transmit and receive energy. There's a lot of cool stuff in this mod. Okay, now we're moving on to more of the advanced machines in this mod, more of the advanced things you can do. One of them is there is a way to wirelessly transmit energy. So, to show that off, I'm going to get some solar panels, because there are ways to generate energy using the sun by making solar generators. So if I just place some down here, like maybe something like that, and then I get some cables and a network controller, I can hook them up like this, and it'll start filling up the network controller. Now let's say you had something like, I don't know, a mining unit over here that you wanted to transfer energy to. Well, what you could do is you could put a network controller next to it, right?
Yep.
And then a receiver. The dish is the receiver, as that's what, you know, satellites and dishes do, they receive. And then the little, like, kind of like wireless symbol, or like the wave symbol, is the transmitter. So, as you can see, it says, receiver not found. If I actually hit O to disable any eye, I can view all this. Has my team on it. That's pretty cool. Now, I need to get the linker. The location linker also binds energy transmitters and receivers. So, alright. Noah, you can probably show this off, because I know you did a lot of this. So, you need to first, right-click the transmitter and then link it to the receiver?
You need to right-click the receiver, shift right-click the receiver, and then bind it to the transmitter.
Okay, by right-clicking?
By shift right-click.
Alright, so you shift right-click both times. So, there could be multiple receivers, right? But only one transmitter?
There could be multiple transmitters, one receiver, right?
Okay, is that how it works?
Yeah.
I guess that's how it works. Alright, so
Yeah.
I could have multiple transmitters, but only one. So if I guess I wanted to transmit some energy from here. I could put that down. Could link that up, and then link it up here. So now all the energy should be going into here, correct?
I think it was the you do it the other way around. Do the dish and then
Oh, you gotta
transmit.
do the
Oh wait, no.
dish.
There we go. We got it.
Okay, is it working? Alright.
Yeah.
So now we've got energy going in from the two transmitters into the receiver. So like I said, you have to link up the receiver to the transmitters, which there can be multiple of, and you can transmit energy from anywhere in the world. So now it's going into this mining unit, which is full. So I think this is a good time to show you how this mining unit works. If I get some overclocking chips and a lever, because of course it needs a lever to activate. Put some overclocking chips in it, put some chips in this so it transfers faster. And if I turn it on, it'll start going pretty fast. Take the overclocking chips out, and it goes slow. Put them in, goes fast. Alright, so as you can see, it's starting to mine coal. It'll mine the ores at the top first, and then it'll go down and eventually get the things like the diamonds and the redstone and all that. So this will probably take a while, but it will give you a lot. It does, I believe, a 10 by 10. Well, it does a 10. It has a radius of 10. So it'll mine, like, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It'll mine, like, out to here. And, oh, and it'll also mine 10 in this direction, because that's what radius is. So it'll pick you up a lot of ores. It really will. Alright, so there's that. So now you know how to transmit energy and receive it, along with using the mining unit. So let's say we wanted to, we didn't want to use the mining anymore. Maybe we were bored of it. So we got rid of it. Took all the coal that was with it. And we wanted to transmit all this energy into another machine. So we can get a hyper network controller again. It'll start filling up as well. You can also put, okay, there's no overclocking slot in the receiver because they go pretty fast. But if you put one in the controller, it'll drain a lot faster.
You can put them in the transmitter.
Oh, you can put them in the transmitter? Okay. Alright, that's good. So now all this energy is going to something called an Exp Fabricator. This thing is pretty cool. So if I go into game mode S and I want to add 90 XP, it's not 90 levels, it's XP. The way Minecraft works is whenever you throw a bottle of XP or you kill something, you get XP, not levels. So if I hit add 90 XP, I'll go up to level 5. That's 90 XP. But you may think if I add 90 XP again, I'll go to 10, which I will. But if I want to add it like a third time, eventually it'll not. I don't think it'll increase 5 every time, because I'm pretty sure Minecraft's XP system, the higher you get, it scales. So if I was at like, if I had like 90 XP and if I had 90 levels and I hit add 90 XP, it wouldn't give me 5 more levels. So it'd probably give me something like close to half. So if I do it again, it's up to 15. So right now it's adding by 5. If I do it again, okay, it says you need 480 more energy. So it takes about 4,000 energy to add 90 XP. If I do it, there we go, it goes to 19. So it didn't increase it by 5 that time, because the higher XP levels you get, right now I'm at 19, the harder it'll be and the more XP it'll take. So let's say if I add 60, there we go, I'll go to 21. So I'll start scaling a lot lower, it'll take me a lot longer to add XP. Alright, so if you want XP, you have that. It's a very good late game way of getting XP. I just simply wanted a way to transfer your energy into levels, as it can be a bit annoying to build a mob farm or grind and just do that stuff. So the next thing we're going to show you by just simply going to game mode C and removing this is the ore turret, which we can probably place right there. Now it's going to start filling with energy as well, which we should be getting quite a lot of. Alright, so what I could do, if I could get some overclocking chips. And as you see, in the energy transmitter, there's a lot of energy still in it. But if I put some overclocking chips in it, it'll transmit it to the receiver a lot faster. Alright, so this is almost full. Now this does not need a redstone signal or a lever. This aura turret, it'll automatically hurt anyone in the premises. So if I hit G and go to my team, you can see Noah's removed. He removed himself. And if he walks within a radius, go ahead. Yeah, he'll die. And he'll die pretty quickly. But if Noah puts on some armor, he'll die a lot slower. Well, that was a bit of a mistake. So the aura turret basically, it has a radius of, I believe, 5.
Yeah.
something like that, and it'll hurt you within that radius. So if Noah just stands around here, he'll get hurt. But if he runs away, he may just survive. So there we go, he's alive. If he runs back in, he'll probably die, as it does do a lot of damage. You could mine it in time with a fusion matter deconstructor, but if you have two, you probably won't be able to. So for example, Noah, if you set up 2 aura turrets, and I'll delete my team so that I can actually get hurt by it. I'll go ahead and give myself some armor by going into this subset.
Alright.
Alright, get some armor.
I need to add a team though.
Okay.
To get this to work.
So if you're
I'll
not
kill
on a
myself.
team, it won't hurt anyone. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yep.
Let me go and get some energy over here.
Alright, they're set up.
Okay, I'm just gonna get a bit of energy in this. Alright, so I have got a fusion matter deconstructor, which is the fastest way to mine things in the game.
Oh, yeah, let me get one of those.
Alright, regeneration.
Here.
Okay, so Noah, those are both yours. They will try to hurt me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, they just did. So if I want to heal myself by turning on any eye, I can run up to him, alright, and I can try to mine him. But as you can see, I'm getting hurt very fast, and I'll most likely die. Now, that's because there's 2. If there's 1, I could probably do it. Now, if I heal myself and drink a potion of regen 2, I might be able to get it. So let's see. Oh, not gonna do it like that. Alright. Oh my gosh. Alright, didn't even get 1. So, it's pretty powerful. Getting past those turrets is not gonna be easy. As I said, this mod, we're making this the day of release, this tutorial. So it's very early on. Things will change. Recipes will be added. So there's the turret system. It's pretty good. Damages people. We went over the guns, the missiles, a lot of the cool items. We're not going to be able to go over all of them, sadly, as there are many. But I think the next thing we'll probably do is go over the 2 biggest things left to do in this mod, which are reactors and missile silos. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and get all that set up for y'all and then show you how they work.